everybody, so today you join us, as you have already seen from the title, and we are doing the spring ploughing. Where we are today, we have actually done a fair chunk of the ploughing for the wheat that is going to be going in. We're now into the last field that's going to go into wheat, and this is, you'll probably see behind one or two beet knocking around, that this is last year's fodder beet field. So this has been dunged over back probably a month ago, kind of when it dried up basically, and now it's the last one of the one that's going into wheat to be ploughed. So we've got to start with a little apology. Last week, or the last 2 weeks, the last two Sunday videos has been a bit of a cock up on my behalf. I actually put them out in the wrong order. So what I was aiming to do, and what I mentioned in the previous video, or what I mentioned in the spraying video, the slurry one was going to be next, and then after that we were going to go muck spreading. So I actually got myself into a very unusual situation for me, which is where I had 2 videos filmed, edited and uploaded, completely finished, ready to go. All I had to do was set the time to let them go. And I just did it wrong, made a total cock up and put them out the wrong way round. And didn't notice it until Dad said on the Sunday, he'd watched the muck spreading one, he said, "Oh, I thought you were doing slurry next." I thought, oh yeah, did that wrong, didn't I? So there we go, that's why they were back to front. But we're back, hopefully, in order now. So a few reasons why we've waited till the last field to do any filming. Where we were on the grass, I'm pointing at it but you can't see it, but it's not far that way. It didn't plough at all. It didn't plough at all well. It came up a bit of a mess. The soil was a bit sticky. We're still late March, and top is dry, but underneath is still pretty damp. It was sticky. It's sticking to the plough. This is sticking to the plough a little bit here, and where it was turf, it just wasn't, because it was sticking, it wasn't folding over like it should, and a lot of turf was poking up through. So it was a bit of a miserable old job to do it. Keep getting off, scraping the plough off. Didn't film it because it was a bit of an embarrassment, and partly I did actually spend a whole day while ploughing watching an online machinery auction as well, so multitasking and all that. But anyway, we're on the go today. So Dad made a start out here this morning. He started ploughing. He made the first couple of hours start while I was away drilling the first field of wheat. So yes, so I drilled the first field. Bit of a unsure what to do really this morning because there's rain coming in tomorrow. Like I said, where the grassland we ploughed up was sticky underneath. It took a day on from ploughing to be dry enough to roll it and work it. So obviously the power harrow was always a day behind the plough. And one field was ready to drill today. It's going to rain tomorrow. Did we carry on working and doing some more drilling today? And potentially get caught out with power harrowed land getting rained on that hadn't been drilled, and that always takes longer. Once ground is worked, it always takes longer to dry out following rain, whereas ploughed ground will dry out this time of year reasonably quickly. So that was a decision we had to make. I decided we should just drill what we had. Whether that was right or not, only time will tell. But it's done now, so I just didn't want to get caught with the power harrow too far ahead of the drill and have a lot of worked ground getting rained on. So that's why the drilled one field. Like I said, well, if it was the right thing or no, if it was the right decision or not, is remains to be seen. But it's only there's not a lot of rain coming. I think it's potentially 2 days and then dry after that. So we're going to get held up either way. So you know, it's one of them things you've got to decide to do. So despite the fact that it's still sticking to the plough, as you can see, it's actually ploughing up quite nicely, and that's the beet land always ploughs up totally different to grassland. There's very little here to bury. There's a few beet left behind by the harvester, but there's no trash to speak of. All the leaves, even though we only finished harvesting, when was it, end of February? I can't actually remember. Quite late. Any leaf that was left there, it just disappears. It rots away, goes down to nothing. So there's very little trash to bury, and it just ploughs over much nicer than grassland does. We have actually decided this year to change beet variety again. We'll cover that more when we go drilling. So, you know, like I said in the harvesting video, it's always a bit of a toss-up between harvesting every beet you grow or growing the variety that we had in this field that yields a lot heavier, but the harvester wastes a few. So that'll be upcoming in the drilling video as to which way we've gone. go. That should hopefully finish off our ploughing video. Like I said at the start, hopefully I can get this one out in the right order now, and things will make a little bit more sense. But anyway, so I briefly mentioned drilling earlier on. I'm not going to say too much about that. All we're going to say is just keep your eye out for Vintage Thursday. That's all we're going to say on drilling for now. Anyway, I will say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and all that, and we will see you next time.